Alright guys, so let's talk about the Nintendo Direct. Let's talk about the Nintendo Direct. What an interesting show. Crap ton of RPGs. I wasn't that excited because nowadays I don't get too excited for anything modern, any new releases, because most games seem to have an agenda, sadly. But we're talking about 3 major announcements that I couldn't resist. You know, a big smile on my face was drawn like this when I saw them. I was like, I couldn't resist. Dragon Quest is a series that I grew up with. I love it, but it's not one of my 10 favorite JRPG series of all time. No, it isn't. But I like it and I appreciate it, and I've always wanted to play the first games. When this remake was announced like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was going to have the absolutely gorgeous HD 2D style, oh man, it blew me away. The little trailer that they showed some years ago, I was like, man, this is fantastic. I love it. Big fan of Octopath Traveler 1 and 2. Big fan of Star Ocean, the Second Story R. Anything that is remade in the style of HD 2D, I mean, I love that. It's one of my favorite things about Square Enix nowadays. And they announced this. Oh, and that was fantastic, right? So finally, the trailer shows up again. And I think the game is going to be released in November. Someone's gonna say the exact date right now in a few seconds in the chat. But yeah. When I saw that, it blew me away. I was like, finally! I mean, what took you so long, Square Enix? You have been working on this remake for years, and you announced it years ago. But finally, we got a release date, and I'm excited for it because I want to play it. Strangely enough, you know, I'm excited because it's another RPG remade in the HD 2D style, not because it's Dragon Quest 3. It could be any other RPG. And I'll be excited because I just love this style. I find it beautiful, gorgeous, awesome to play, satisfactory, you know, visually appealing, and I don't know, there's just something about it that works perfectly well nowadays. Like retro games, retro done right nowadays, and I'm pretty excited because of that. And then at the end of the trailer video, Yuji Horii, the creator of the series, the only guy left from the 3 main guys that created the series, Koichi Sugiyama, rest in peace, he died like 3 years ago, I think. And then Akira Toriyama died this year, sad news, but at least the director, you know, the creative mind behind writing and designing games, the Dragon Quest games, is still alive. He looks so old. When he showed up with the slime plushie, you know, I was like, man, he's gonna get us more hyped about the remaster, the remake, right? And all of a sudden, oh, guess what? 1 and 2 are also going to get remade. Now, somebody told me rumors about this in the last Q&A, and I was like, I was okay. I was skeptical, you know, but usually those types of rumors end up true. So we're getting the entire trilogy of Dragon Quest, the first 3 games ever made, remade for HD 2D, and that's fucking awesome, man. I can't wait. 1 and 2 are going to be released next year. I don't know if they're going to be together or separately. I have no idea yet. But the third one, which chronologically speaking is supposed to be the first one. So that's great. That's great news, man. So people can start, and Yuji Horii said this, you know, so people can start with this game because it's the first one, chronologically speaking, and then jump into 1 and 2. So I can't wait for this, you know. Great news. Finally a release date. So I'm excited. And what else is there? Fantasian, of course. Again, there have been rumors for about a month or so that Hironobu Sakaguchi had finally listened to reason and had decided to finally work with a company, strangely enough with Square Enix. I want to talk about that. Like, Hironobu Sakaguchi and Square, again, reunited to work on something. Even if it's just, you know, to publish the game on a console, right? I mean, that's just fantastic. That's great news. I thought Sakaguchi and Square would never bury the hatchet, but apparently they finally will. So Fantasian is a game that came out for an Apple service for mobile phones, and I kind of didn't give a shit about the game. I don't care about mobile gaming. I actually kind of insulted Sakaguchi last year. I believe I made a video on my second channel called No More Respect for Hironobu Sakaguchi because I was angry. I was like, man, this is the direction he clearly took with the company. Mobile, phone, game for phones. And I know it's the future, more like the present. But I'm against that, you know. I don't like mobile gaming. I don't like my favorite developers going mobile. And I don't like my favorite JRPG series going mobile. I hate that. But After so many years, I think the game came out in 2022 or 2021. I'm not sure. But yeah, finally we're getting the game on a console, and it's gonna be the Nintendo Switch. Pretty sure this is also gonna be on PlayStation consoles. And I'm also pretty sure it's gonna be on Xbox consoles and Steam, right? But for now, the only guarantee we have is that the game is going to be released on Switch. So I don't know what to think of this. Square Enix is kind of agenda-ish nowadays. So I don't know if the translation is gonna be altered for the Switch release. I don't think so, right? But I've never played the original. I don't know anything about it, So all I know is that the main character looks a little bit like a fanboy. But so does other legendary RPG characters. Last week I made a comparison with Wayne Cruz from Grow Lancer 2. I know most of you don't know that game and don't give a damn. You should give a damn. It's a fantastic game. Anyway, so never mind that. So I'm excited for Fantasian. I'm more excited about the Dragon Quest remake, 3 remake. But yeah, Fantasian being on consoles finally. Thank you Hironobu Sakaguchi for finally listening to the fans, and welcome back, man, to the console market, because this is where you belong and this is where you need to be until the day you die. And this is where your company, Mist Walker, after you die, should stay on consoles. Right? So, what else? I'm excited for the Metal Slug game. Believe it or not, I love tower defense games. And Metal Slug Tower Defense, that just sounds great to me. I love Metal Slug, I'm a big fan of the franchise. This is not gonna be Metal Slug Tactics, apparently. This is something else. So, yeah, I like this game. I know most of you don't give a damn about this game, but I do. It was one of the highlights of the show to me. Metal Slug, So I'm looking forward to these little tower defense games. There's well, before we get to my big one, Romancing Saga 2 Remake was a surprise. The first one was remade a long time ago on the PlayStation 2. It's called Romancing Saga Minstrel Song. It was remade. I think the game came in 2005 or 2006, exclusive to the PlayStation 2. And then about a year and a half, at the end of 2022, if I'm not mistaken, December, right? That remake got a remaster. A remaster of a remake, right? For modern systems, digital only. I don't think it got a physical release. And that was on the PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch and on Steam. So I'm not surprised that the second game is finally getting a remake. Remember, Romancing Saga 2 and 3 did get remasters several years ago, which were released on the PlayStation Vita first, and then Steam, Switch, PS4, everywhere, right? Xbox even. So, and now, after so many years of those remasters, we are getting a remake of Romancing Saga 2. That's great news. The game looks fantastic. It doesn't look censored. They highlighted some of the girls there, and I was like, oh wow, no censorship for the ladies, huh? Thank you, Square Enix, for that. But who knows what's gonna happen? Maybe the translation will be altered. We're gonna have to find out. So, as always, nowadays, I'm keeping my expectations to a minimum. But yeah, it's great news that the game is getting a remake. But the game that I want to talk about is the 100 Line. When I saw the trailer, I was like, so is this the Demon School whatever game my fans mentioned some weeks ago? And no, all of a sudden it's called the 100 Line, and it's a grid-based strategy RPG with the nothing to do with Danganronpa. It's not a spin-off or anything, but it looks like very similar to the Danganronpa games, developed by the same team. Spike Chunsoft is involved. I'm a fan of Danganronpa. I love Ultra Despair Girls, one of my favorite non-RPG games of all time. Actually, it's one of those games that many people do think of as an RPG. Not me, but it could pass an RPG, right? I covered the game recently in my Super Obscure Gems. The last episode from several months ago, February. Check it out, I reviewed the game there. And it wasn't my first time talking about it. The anime is great, I just thought the ending ruined it. But the adventure, the journey is what matters, right? And I own the games, I own the first 2 visual novel games on the PS Vita. So yeah, Danganronpa, I love the style, the visual style, it's just very colorful, but at the same time messed up. And that's what I like about it. So we'll see how this game turns out, but you know me, I'm a strategy RPG fan. I like the Danganronpa series, and I like the writing style of these guys because it's so messed up. So seeing that all together in an upcoming video game, that's like, wow. I'm definitely interested. That's the one game from the Nintendo Direct that I was the most interested in. Then the Dragon Quest III Remake. So that's just great, man. I can't wait. It looks pretty interesting, and definitely gonna play that one if I can get my hands on it. So what else was announced? Mario and Luigi Brothership. I thought for sure when I watched the trailer I was like, okay, so a remake of the Superstar Saga, right? No, it's a brand new game in the series. A brand new game in the series, a brand new Mario and Luigi. So now I need to know something. Is this game going to be developed by Dream Team? Wasn't that team dissolved and went bankrupt? And then Nintendo dismissed it? And now they're gonna do another game? So does anybody here know if Dream Team is developing this Brothership title, right? It looks pretty cool, to be honest, but again, I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest Mario and Luigi fan. I never finished one of those games. I told myself that I will go back to the first one, Superstar Saga, one of these days, and I've never done that. Haven't done that yet. I will fulfill that promise to myself one day, but yeah, I'm just not that big of a fan, Mario and Luigi. But for those of you who are big fans of that, good for you. This is great news, right? But after what happened with the Paper Mario remake, I don't trust this. I don't even trust Nintendo first party anymore. And then there's some controversy about the Zelda game that I cared nothing about. Like when they showed the trailer for the Zelda game, I just fast forward, because I'm not interested in Zelda, to be honest, or Zelda games. But I don't know. I heard some kind of controversy going about it. I have no idea what they're talking about. And Nintendo won't say who's making Brothership. There are some former Alpha Dream staff. Alpha Dream, sorry. Oh man, all this time I've been saying Dream Team. Because of Chrono Trigger. God damn it. Yeah. So Alpha Dream is the name of the developer of the Mario and Luigi games, not Dream Team. It's Alpha Dream. I heard some of the devs from Alpha Dream are working on it. Okay. Thanks for clarifying that, guys. Anyway, I don't know what's gonna happen with the 100 line. Hopefully we'll see a PlayStation release, but if it's gonna get censored, I'm gonna play it on Switch. And that's it, right? I think we've covered most of the games that I cared about during the Nintendo Direct. There's one that looks similar to Monster Hunter Stories and Pokemon and Digimon, I forget the name. That looks like it's not my type of game, so I'm not gonna cover it. But who knows, maybe I'll play it and we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll like it, I don't know. But I don't think I'm gonna get into it. Pharmagia, yeah, something like that. I watched it and I was like, doesn't look like my type of RPG. But it's something to look out for again, maybe it will be interesting. One of the biggest surprises, the last thing I want to talk about in Nintendo Direct is one of Phantom Brave sequel. I was like, what the hell? Phantom Brave, that game from NIS America, or strategy RPG released many years ago. It was released on PS2, then on the Wii, and then on the PSP. It's got 3 freaking versions, so it's popular, right? And then on the Switch, and then on Steam. Damn! So the game is popular. People care about the game, and now it's finally getting a sequel. Unfortunately, I'm not really a fan of the first game. I played it, couldn't get past the first 3 to 4 hours of the game, couldn't get into the battle mechanics, the fact that you utilize objects to summon your party members, and they only have 5 turns before they disappear. I didn't like that mechanic, couldn't get into it and ditched the game. I played it on the Switch again, and the same thing happened to me. I was like, I can't get into this game. I do recommend it, but it's just, I couldn't get into it. So, unfortunately, I'm not really interested in this sequel, but it's just, we can't deny that it's a really surprising revelation. Like Phantom Brave getting a sequel, that's just insane. But hey, it's there, and I'm happy for it. Oh, and Fairy Tail 2. I also didn't get too excited about that because, well, I've never played the first one. And I really want to play it because it looks great. I'm not a fan of the series or the manga. I've never watched it or read it, But I want to play the game because it looks great. Fan service looks great. And the battle system looks fantastic. But it's turn-based. And now this Fairy Tail looks like it's going to be a hybrid between action and turn-based. Still, I can't get my hands on the first one. And until I play the first one, I'm not going to give 2 shits about the second one.